There we go. That's how I know they're here. Young Daniel, big win for you today. You go fourth in the league. Talk to me.
I wasn't happy again with the performance. I think we sometimes it's like through periods. We play through periods sometimes. We're like sometimes we'll be struggling to break spaces, and then that second half we become prime Barcelona. And that second half we're a completely different team than the first half. Once they got their chance that they scored off of, we completely dropped off. And we can't be having those drop offs because if you look at the amount of form the teams are about to play, we're about to go to playing Newcastle, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea in the same running. If we have those little periods where we start slipping, those teams are not going to like forgive us. Maybe Chelsea because they're shit, but those other teams are not going to forgive us. So we have to like fix that period of play that we start like being sloppy, and we like defensively from crosses. I don't know what's going on. It's not even only corners. If you look at it, whenever the ball's in the air and one of our players has to clear it with a header, all of them just freeze. Poro, when he's the last man, he doesn't know how to defend. When he has a man behind him, he's a lot better defensively. But when he's like the last man, he doesn't know what to do. He also freezes. So we just in those areas we need to work on that. But it was a good win today. I mean, we are now in the top 4. But as I said, I'm not too confident that we're going to stay in that top 4 with the next run in matches that we have. But I'm just happy to get the 3 points, and we're in the top 4 now on goal difference, and it is what it is.
I do need to ask you, because it was a pivotal moment in that first half, right at the end, James Maddison punching Yates in the stomach.
It wasn't a punch.
It certainly was a punch. Why wasn't it a punch?
He was milking it so much. Terry, come on, you have to see that.
But you're not allowed to strike someone in the stomach. It's even if it's open hand, slap in the stomach, a punch in the stomach. Was James Maddison, in your opinion, lucky to stay on the football pitch?
I don't think so. I think it. At the end of the day, he's just turning. He hits him, and it's not even like most football players know that just happens on a regular in a corner. When the referee's not looking, they're tugging shirts. It's something soft. It's not even like it's like a little hits him on the stomach. Come on. You could tell from a mile away that he's milking that. Even the referee knew he's milking that.
But that's two different things. Milking a punch and then
it's not a punch. It's not a punch. It's not a punch. It's like a soft strike. It's not a punch at all.
But you're not allowed to strike people though. So the thing is, if you strike someone and they milk it, the point is, let's assume that he didn't even make any gestures, and then the player just acts like he got hit in the stomach. Now that's you faking it, right? But the fact that I touch you, if I touch you and you milk it, I touched you in the first place. The first question is, why am I touching you? Like, why am I giving you a reason to milk anything? Is what I'm saying. It's like that's
so. So if somebody taps someone in the shoulder to like let them know something, and then they just fall to the ground.
That wasn't
wait, Dan.
You said touch. You said touch.
No. Say that again. What did you say?
We've gotten so soft as a sport. We have to understand that they were going through like a situation. Them two players were talking the whole game. Yates was fouling Maddison the whole game as well. So let's not act like Yates was some like angel. No, he was talking to him the whole match. He just turned around and it was a little bit like get off of me type thing. It was like get off of me, and Yates just goes to the ground like a 4-year-old.
But he doesn't do what you just said, did he? You just did this notion of get off of me. Now I'm someone that grew up in gyms. I've seen all types of punches, kicks, and strikes. He pulls his arm back and he throws it into his stomach. It's a little uppercut into the stomach. Now I'm not saying he punched him like Anthony Joshua, because James Maddison is a very skinny man. I'm sure there's not much power in his punches, but he is skinny. He's not a big man, is he? He's not a big geezer.
I don't know. I'd back him in a fight.
Against what, a footballer? Why would you back a footballer in a fight? They're not fighters. They're footballers.
Well, he's my guy, James Maddison. Come on. I'll back him in anything. I'll back him.
Am I your guy? Hey, Danny, am I your guy? You backing me in a fight? Exactly.
Strasbourg Steve's another one. Man, skinny. I'm not backing him in a fight. It depends. But anyway, I'm messing. But for you to say that he was trying to get off him, no, he turns back into him and hits him. I think it's. Do you know what, Daniel? I'm going to say this. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you for not being honest. I'm disappointed in you for not being honest, bro.
Can we talk about the one where he could have gotten a red card? I didn't say nothing about it. Yates could have gotten a red card when he hit him on the knee in the studs. When Romero did it, it was a red card. I actually think it was not a red card. I don't even think it was a foul, because I've already said many times that if you're clearing the ball and you catch a player. But the thing is, what I want to say is in the inconsistencies for Romero's being called a red card and that one being called a red card. What about that one?
I mean, see, look, you can talk about the what ifs and the other ones. What we're saying is, in this situation where a player turns around. Now, if Maddison had done this,
it's not a red card.
No, hear what I'm saying. If Maddison had done this and his elbow hit him in the stomach, it's like not even turning to see him. It's just like, hey, boom, kind of thing, you'd be like, maybe he flung his arm and the other player was walking into him and the elbow hit him in the stomach. You can give a reason, but when it's this way, come on, you can't. That impact, regardless of what you say, the fact that his arm was around his stomach, however small the impact is, you then say, well, he's milking it. I mean, you can admit that he did punch him and he was lucky to be on the pitch. It's people have done crazier things and be lucky to be on the pitch as well. But we can call it out for what it is. We can call it out for what it is. That's all.
I think as well. What I would say is this: listen, there's an argument. I need to see the challenge again. I think it was on the Celso. But let's just look at it in chronological order. This is the point we're making here. Again, this is what I'm going to say, Daniel. If any of your players ever get punched, you have to come on here and say, well, no red. Yeah. You're not allowed to now come in here and complain about if they get punched.
Well, if they actually get punched, I don't think that's a punch. I think it's just like a, bro, get off of me type thing.
No, if it was Yates doing that motion to Maddison,
he was saying get off me. Do you know what players do when you're saying that? They hit the arm. Get the arm off me. He didn't hit the arm. He hit the stomach. We all saw it. Come on.
Like pushing the stomach.
Instinct.
I don't know. In my opinion, it wasn't a punch. I don't know.
Red card.
You
do know. Do you think it was a red card, Alan?
Yeah. People saying it was soft, but at the end of the day, he's actually moved his hand like in a punch. He's motioned to punch him. He's caught him. He's hit him in the stomach. For me, it was a red card all day long. I would say the same if it was an Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United game. So I'm just being consistent. It was a red. It was a red. Simple as that. We got lucky today in that game.
I don't know. Maybe I need to see it back.
When you say you got lucky, what do you mean?
Well, we went 1-0 up. And we were playing all right, and then all of a sudden we do what we normally do with Spurs and fall apart. Forest dominates for the second half, got the equaliser, and I think it was at 1-0, wasn't it, when that happened? So we got lucky. If that goes the way it should have done with a red card for me, then it was 1-0 down to 10 men. Easily could have lost that game. So I think we were lucky. In the second half, we obviously got our act together. But by that time, we should have been down to 10 men and 1-0. So I'm just being honest. I would say the same thing for any other team. So I'm just being consistent. I don't like this where we protect our own team. But then if it was another team, then Spurs fans would be on here criticising and saying it should be a red card. So you just got to be consistent with it. Red card, and we were lucky. We were lucky to be 1-0 at half-time with 11 versus 11.
5 years ago, I don't even think we're having this debate. 5 years ago, I don't even think we're having this discussion.
Oh, but even if that was true,
we're in discussion now because it happened today and it should have been a red card.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're in the here and now and not the past. We're talking about something that happened today, not something.
But I'm saying football's gotten way too soft. Football's gotten way too soft.
The conflating thing. I get it. You're a Spurs fan and whatever.
No, I'm kidding. If this was any club, I would say it's just a little like okay, push. That can't be a red card, man. That's way too soft. You see, if anything, Yates should get a yellow card for simulation because you can see that he's making the most out of it. Like I don't understand.
That's actually more of a debate there. Maybe you could say that.
But young Daniel, I remember you came on a show last season. Do you remember last season away at Everton?
Sorry. At Everton?
Remember the game away at Everton? I think it was last season. It could have been season 4.
I'd have to see.
So you conceded a very late equaliser, and they went down to 10 men because an Everton player did that in the face of Harry Kane, and Harry Kane went down holding his face. You came on and said, Stonewall penalty, you can't strike someone in the face. You didn't say that Harry Kane needed to be booked
face is different,
for exaggerating it. Well, but the law is the law. Whether it's a chest, stomach, or face, you can't strike anyone. You didn't come on here and say, actually, it's never a red. Harry Kane soft, book him. Why not?
What I said was Harry Kane was milking it, but it's different because in the law, it's different if you strike someone in the face than if you push them off.
There's no difference in the law.
You can't touch someone in the face.
You can't hit someone in the stomach either.
No, but it's a different. Like if you look at the law, if you strike someone in the face,
show me the law. Go and get me show me the law where it differentiates in the face and the body.
I got you.
Dan, show me
where it says that's a law.
Show me where it says you can punch someone in the stomach and not get a red card. Show me that law.
Obviously that's not a law. That you can't punch them.
It's not
what I'm saying is I don't think it's
you
like
can't raise your hands. You can't raise your hands in the game. Whether it's open-handed, back of the hand, or a fist, it doesn't. If you do that to someone's face or you punch them, the punishment is the same. It's a straight red card. The law's always been the same.
What's the terminology? Active aggression or something like that? Like
Listen, I get what you guys are saying. I just think maybe I disagree with the law, if anything. Maybe I disagree with the law because I just think that's
Dan, you can disagree with the law, but the law is still the law. If it was a roles reversed, let's just say this happens in the North London derby in a couple of weeks' time, and let's say Odegaard does that to one of our players, you're going to be on here crying for a red card.
Nope,
Yes,
never.
You will cry for a red card. You will, mate. You will.
Never.
And right, I would be asking for a red card in the same aspect because it would be a red card offence.
I wouldn't.
You've got to be consistent with it. You do. I don't see how you can have one red card.
I didn't think it was. I thought Spurs fans would come on in the comment section on the video going, do you know what? Caught life on that one. I just thought that would be the general reaction. And we've all had our players get away with red cards before, and generally you're like, yeah, do you know what?
Yates got away with the red card. He should have gotten sent off by the law.
Why?
Well, because it was literally the same exact thing as the Romero one, but higher. He's literally studs up on his knee. That's a clear red card.
In the game, there was a clearance by the player, and he caught Lascelles. So basically, the follow through, he angled his leg and caught him on the knee studs wise. I thought that would have. I did say on my watch along should be consistent with what happened earlier in the season.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from with that. The problem that you have is they don't think it's a red card. Retrospectively, they can't give a yellow. Does that make sense? Because you can't use VAR for a yellow. So knowing that he was already booked and looking at it, I can understand that. But this is the irony in it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use the word irony, actually. I'll take that back. This is the bit that I don't like. That's just whataboutery. So, yeah, Yates could have been sent off later in the game. Let's just all sit here and let's not debate and go agreed. That doesn't mean that Maddison shouldn't have been sent off. And if he gets sent off, the game could and would have maybe taken a very different route. And that's why we speak. And how late in the game was Yates' tackle? It was very late, wasn't it?
It was like 80th minute.
Yeah, 80th minute. Again, if Maddison's situation came in the 80th minute when you were 3-1 up, it wouldn't have the same implications as 1-1 at half time. You have to look at these things. You really, really, really have to look at these things in my personal opinion.